por venir y comunicar con nosotros. Los estimamos and we hope to move forward. Adelante.
This particular board has been in the forefront of many different issues through many years. And I'm very proud of my colleagues today who moved forward on this specific resolution. And I'll make some comments about the resolution in Spanish as well, but let me make them in English first. As many of you are aware, I've worked in motor vehicles for numerous years. I think about 8 years, going back almost 15 years ago. The reality is, and as a matter of fact, when I first was appointed to motor vehicles, one of the conversations that I had with the director, as well as even the governor, that this was an issue that needed to be addressed in the state of New Jersey, regardless of the circumstances how other states looked at it. It was an issue whereby, and the issue of undocumented does not necessarily mean that there are undocumented individuals in this country. There are American citizens born in this country who unfortunately are unable to present documents in order to get a license. And for whatever those reasons, as a matter of fact, through the years that I was there, I helped many individuals through a process which the state of New Jersey had set up. And that is even as far as going back to school records, going back to Bibles that people had in the early 1900s, to ensure that they were able to get either an ID or a driver's license. But I think that comes with a responsibility as well. I don't believe that it should be society's issue to bring people and put them on in a situation where there's no way out. And this happens very often with documentation whereby, well, I can't issue because he can't issue it. He needed this document first, that document second. So the reality is that I truly believe, and I was very happy to see Assemblywoman Quijano here today. Assemblywoman Quijano has been on the forefront of this particular legislation now for some time. I know that it did not pass on the last cycle. I know that it didn't pass a year before that, when I believe was another assemblyman who was spearheading the effort. But I truly believe that it's time that the state of New Jersey becomes aware, and I do know that the Department of Homeland Security has now accepted in some states a mechanism. And somebody was concerned as to whether the proofs that are necessary are going to be where it's needed. The reality is that there are documents that individuals can produce that doesn't limit, for example, a passport, an identity card issued by the country of origin, and many other documents that can be used to attain this goal. And I'm extremely happy to see that my colleagues today have supported the legislation that is being presently presented in Trenton to ensure that New Jersey becomes a viable state where documents for a driver's license can be issued. Voy a tomar unos segundos para Gracias. Primero que nada, para nosotros considero que es una cosa muy importante lo que ha pasado aquí hoy, aunque esto no es una solución. I'm making it very clear, this is not a solution to a problem, but rather the first step in trying to get individuals involved. O sea, es la manera de poner a personas envueltas para buscar una solución al problema. Esta junta, que ha sido pionera en muchos de las actividades muy recientes que son totalmente diferentes de lo que es la tradicional norteamericana. Por ejemplo, esta junta fue una de las primeras en el estado que se negó a lo que le llaman hoy las detenciones de parte del Departamento de Inmigración y las deportaciones. We have taken a position in different countries. For example, most recently in terms of ICE and as you're aware of their detainers. And this is something that it was proven to be illegal. There are ways that the government can act in order if they want to detain somebody. It's not a phone call. It's going to a judge and seeing whether those rights of that individuals were violated or not. O sea, hay un mecanismo legal en el cual pueden ir las personas a un juez y pedir y el juez le va a pedir bases para poder mantener a una persona detrás de la reja. Pero recuérdense que esto solamente es un principio y para mí un placer haber estado aquí y poner mi pequeño contribución para llevar esto hacia adelante. That being said, in terms of, I want to thank the individuals that were here today. There were plenty of individuals with many different points of view. The reality is that that's part of the American way. We cherish that which makes us either have different opinions or seeing things from a different perspective. Today, I know that my colleagues thought very much about this because they really understand what's at stake. The reality is this is all that will make our states safer. It will make our roads safer. It will provide a vehicle for individuals to utilize a license for not only to drive but also to identify themselves. And that's very important in the society that we live in today. Hopefully, the Assembly will see our way as well, and hopefully that you have a big job ahead of you in selling this idea to other people as well. I think that it's not here that the answer lies, but rather in the state of New Jersey where the Assembly will make this decision. So you need to, this is only the beginning, so let's get to work, let's get it done, and hopefully, again, I thank all of you for coming out today. Directions. We thank you very much for coming out. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I was going to also give my part of my comments in Spanish, but I figured that Freeholder Estrada said everything I
I'm going to do the same joke.
But seriously, I was very proud to support 2015 475 and Assemblywoman Quijano's initiative to get this passed in the state of New Jersey. And I think it's important, though, that this is just the start. And we are going to be encouraging. I'm going to ask the clerk, along with the rest of the freeholders, to send our resolution to the other 20 counties in New Jersey to ask for them to pass a similar. And I think that's important, that the leadership shown in Union County on this freeholder board is expanded throughout the state of New Jersey. I also was very encouraged to see the young people here in the audience, and many of them went home to get some sleep and get ready for school the next day, but it was nice to see them participating in the process and seeing government in action. It warms my heart when I see students and young people taking interest in their government.
I also want to echo my support for those individuals who came out tonight in support of our resolution on driver's licenses. As Angel Freeholder Estrada mentioned, I was also his colleague at Motor Vehicles, and I learned a lot about dealing with many clients who would come into our agencies lacking proper documentation. I'm glad Angel made that comment, and that really just kind of brought me back, because it's not really an issue involving individuals who are struggling to get on the path to citizenship, but there are many residents in New Jersey who will come into agencies and not be able to get the document they need to do the basic things that we often take for granted: titling a vehicle, cashing a check, or just showing who you are if you need to produce identification. So it's a wonderful resolution, Chairman. We appreciate your leadership on this and appreciate everyone who came out this evening.
When it comes to immigration, Assembly Quijano and the other individuals on the freeholder board definitely said it great when we talk about the need for this for our residents, and how, as a son of an immigrant, my father's from El Salvador, my mother's from Portugal, I appreciate this, and I thank every speaker that came up. I thank this freeholder board for standing behind these individuals and standing behind creating opportunities when it comes to getting driver's licenses. When we talk about public safety, drivers who are educated in the rules of driving, pass required tests, and who carry auto insurance contribute to overall safety and security of all road drivers on the road. So definitely there's strong benefits when it comes to economy, when it comes to safety. And I just want to say a couple words in Spanish. It's not going to be as good as Freeholder Estrada or Freeholder Kowalski, who definitely outdo me when it comes to speaking in Spanish. So, mas como hijo de inmigrantes, apoyo esta medida por la Junta de Freeholders. Todos somos inmigrantes de este país y tenemos que trabajar juntos para afectar cambio dentro de este país. Esa es una situación de gana para todos, partes del gobierno y para muchos inmigrantes que trabajan y que llevan una vida productiva dentro de esta comunidad. Estamos aquí para apoyarte, estamos aquí para trabajar para cada residente dentro de esta comunidad, no solamente dentro del condado de Union, para todo el estado de New Jersey. Gracias por venir.
I want to thank Carlos Rojas and Faith in New Jersey, El Centro Hispano Americano, Making the Road New Jersey Alliance for Immigrant Justice, and the many faith-based organizations who banded together to support this cause that we have voted on today. I want to thank my colleagues on the Freeholder Board for their support in this, their overwhelming support in this initiative and many initiatives like this. I want to thank Joe Klein, who is the sheriff, who was one of the first people on this bill when he was an assemblyman, and of course an Encano who came here for their leadership in this matter. You know, many of us forget that driver's licenses aren't just used for driving these days. It's used for identification. You know, when you rent a house, they ask for your driver's license. When you buy a house, they ask for your driver's license. There are so many hurdles that are put in obstacles that are put in place for people who don't have driver's licenses or identification. It's also a matter of practicality. Folks that are driving that are undocumented, uninsured, and are increasing our liability. And that affects all of us. One of the reasons why insurance is so high is because we have to compensate for those people who don't have insurance. Right? To me, having a valid ID, valid insurance, is in a state where mass transport is often not a realistic option, is in everyone's interest. You know, when I think about initiatives like these, I think about two people who were very important to my life, who came to this country one way or another. My father, who came here from Sierra Leone, and my wife, who came here when she was 10 from Venezuela. And they both fought to get themselves, to get a piece of the American dream. My father for his family, for us, and my wife, who will be graduating from dental school June 1st. Also, it's a hard road to travel, and I commend everyone who does it. And I hope that this measure will make it just a little bit easier for people to become functioning, contributing members of society. And so I thank you all for your support. I thank you all for coming here. I thank the board. And I guess that's all.